Anthony Richardson is the definition of combine warrior. Don't draft the combine warrior. Go off of the tape. His tape at Florida wasn't good. 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Last year through 44.7 completion percentage. That's backup level numbers. And then it just goes to show you can be Daniel Jones out in a quarterback competition. You're not an NFL caliber quarterback right now. You're not a starter.
Do you think that the coaching staff can elevate Daniel Jones' game at all?
I think so.
They have a chance for sure.
I think it's because of the fact that, like, I'm not gonna act like Shane Steichen is a great coach. I wouldn't necessarily say he's a bad one, but if he could whisper, be a QB guru for a guy like Daniel Jones, who has had some level of success in the NFL, playoff victory, taking the Giants to knocking off a top tier team like Minnesota for what that's worth, then you could see best case scenario it happening again in Indianapolis.
Daniel Jones beating Anthony Richardson in the quarterback battle.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's just insane. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I have no words. Like, it's crazy. Like, dang, is Daniel Jones really that much better than Anthony Richardson?
I think it's more of an indictment on Anthony Richardson because it's like,
is he really doing that bad?
I don't necessarily think it's just. I don't think we have to take a look at the gravity of the situation. Like, Anthony Richardson was a top 3 pick in the 2023 NFL draft.
No, he wasn't.
Top 3 pick out of quarterbacks. So, like, he was a top 5 pick overall. He was selected to be the future of the Indianapolis Colts, an organization that's been in desperate need of a quarterback since Andrew Luck retired, Carson Wentz went to the shitter, Phillip had a slight resurgence, and Matt Ryan had a slight farewell. They get Anthony Richardson in the building, and it, seems promising. Prototypical quarterback, cannon of an arm, amazing dual threat ability. Who's to say he can't be Josh Allen 2.0? Got all the measurables, got the speed, and then lo and behold, this man is in a position where it's looking so downward in his development, his body, and in his processing as a quarterback that he ended up getting benched not once, but twice within his young 3-year NFL career. And then you add in the fact that look at who he got benched for. This dude got benched behind Gardner Minshew because of injury, obviously, but he also got benched for the likes of Joe Flacco. And this year, he's in a position where he's going to be number 2 to a guy who got cut after signing a $160 million extension in Daniel Jones halfway through the contract term length. That's terrible. That's fucked up. And I'm not saying that his career is over. It's not. It's obvious. Now, as far as what Daniel Jones is looking like, maybe if you're a Colts fan, at best case scenario, you see a Sam Darnold level resurgence for his career. You see him in a position where he can resurrect whatever opportunities he has left as a starting quarterback. But, I mean, if you in a position where you put a top 5 caliber pick in Anthony Richardson on the back burner for a guy with the caliber of play like Daniel Jones, then you're looking to be picking in next year's NFL draft looking for a quarterback.
His story is kind of like Trey Lance's in a sense. Kind of.
This is disappointing, though. Like, I think it's 2 ways you can look at it. One, the GM and the head coach are trying to save their ass right now. Obviously, they haven't been the most promising team since picking up Stan Sheichen from the Eagles after their championship run, of course. You draft, and I think it sucks too because you have a guy like CJ who's coming out of your draft cooking. He come and take the lead by storm. Bryce Young also, he did have his downs. He seems like he kind of picked himself up at the end of last year and coming into this year looking real promising, especially with the new weapons that they have. Anthony Richardson, on the other hand, was a developmental quarterback that needed to sit and needed to watch those reps and learn just how to be a pro, how to process a defense. And as you've seen, he literally broke his hand or whatever in the game because he couldn't read a simple blindside blitz. I mean, Anthony Richardson is the definition of combine warrior. Don't draft the combine warrior. Go off of the tape. His tape at Florida wasn't good. He just had crazy traits that you could see and be like, okay, we can develop that. And with the Colts, unfortunately, they wasn't in no. I mean, they did have the 4th overall pick, so I'm not finna sit there and say that they wasn't in a rebuilding stage. But the team that they had built around them was kind of ready to compete at that moment, especially with the weapons that they had on defense and offense around that time. So Anthony Richardson, 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Last year threw 44.7% completion. 44.7 completion percentage. Like, that's backup level numbers. And then it just goes to show you can be Daniel Jones out in a quarterback competition with New York that had no future at quarterback prior to this draft. You're not an NFL caliber quarterback right now. You're not a starter. And that's okay. He's younger than Shador. He's younger than a lot of these guys that's in this recent draft.
Yeah.
But it's just sad to say that his story with the Colts is unfortunately about to come to an end based off the fact that they couldn't give him the proper timeline to develop. They threw him into the fire way too early. He showed his ass. And now, unfortunately, his career really going to hit a turn for the worse unless they have a plan in place where they're going to let Daniel Jones get these reps playing while he's still developing, and then they bring him along. But if not, it's going to be a total organizational failure. Anthony Richardson is going to lose a lot of people's jobs, including his own.
I disagree with that. Not with the whole premise. I just disagree that the Colts have a plan. Because, like, if you want to put him in a position to thrive, then you got to get him reps. His biggest, downfall from him being picked so high is the fact that he was such a project quarterback based on him getting limited reps. He started less than 20 games. Like, in that same draft class, C.J. Stroud played multiple seasons at high quality level football at Ohio State. Bryce Young had God knows how many snaps alone at Alabama for his 3 seasons as a starter. Like, Anthony Richardson was drafted off of 1 year of supplemental play at best when his numbers weren't even crazy. He had 17 tuds and 9 picks. And 9 interceptions. So it's like, you put all that together, you put him in a position where he's in an area like Indianapolis that was ready to not necessarily compete for a title, but compete in the AFC South. Scared the hell out of us when Gardner Minshew almost knocked us out of playoff contention. You put him in that spot, who knows what they could have did. Well, we now know how they could have did. Mm-hmm. They were not good. And with it being this bad to the likes where Daniel Jones is going to be the stopgap for whatever plan the Colts have at quarterback for the time being, it's sad. Hopefully he could resurrect his career in another place, kind of similar to Justin Fields or Sam Darnold or whatever the case may be. But
Trey Lance, yeah.
So Lee, I have 2 questions for you. Do you think that the coaching staff can elevate Daniel Jones' game at all?
I think so.
They have a chance for sure.
I think it's because of the fact of if you I'm not gonna act like Shane Steichen is a great coach, but he's certainly not I wouldn't necessarily say he's a bad one. The fact that you're middle of the road when you've had this terrible quarterback play over the past few seasons, that has to have some level of value. They're obviously looking for more improvement, but if he could whisper, be a QB guru for a guy like Daniel Jones who has had some level of success in the NFL, playoff victory, taking the Giants to knocking off a top-tier team like Minnesota for what that's worth, then you could see best case scenario it happening again in Indianapolis.
So if Daniel Jones begins to start winning, how slim of a chance does Richardson have to get his spot back?
Very slim.
Yeah, none.
They probably gonna waive him. They'll probably cut him.
They're not cutting him.
As Tyler was saying, he's so young, so And he needs to develop.
That's- well, it's
so
true.
why not keep him as?
That's true, but they want him. They want it now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like it's a business. They're gonna look
So
at it
now
from a
it's
business
Daniel
perspective.
Jones.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is Anthony Richardson.
There's-
You think they'll trade him?
There is
They'll
no
probably
tomorrow
trade him.
for
They'll
him.
probably trade him
and-
or they'll release
yeah,
him.
there is no tomorrow for AR in Indianapolis. If Daniel Jones, if he goes to the playoffs or at the very least has a winning record as a starter for Indianapolis,
But Richardson's coming.
Richardson might be.
over with.
He's not going to be cut. He might be gone on a trade block before the end of the season.
Yeah. Or they're gonna waive him
Yeah.
or release whatever.